Good evening. When I use the terms trophy hunter or trophy hunting, it probably creates a negative image in your mind. This is a myth that's been perpetuated by our society for quite some time now, when there actually are many benefits to trophy hunting. Benefits for not only the hunter, but the hunted, and actually society overall. And just bear with me here, don't freak out or get upset. Allow me to elaborate. We'll discuss the easy one first, the benefits for the hunter, which may seem obvious, but there's actually specific benefits with trophy hunting as opposed to other types of hunting, which will some of maybe as meat hunting. And the biggest benefit would be the length of the hunt. The person that's strictly interested in killing an animal for meat, they're going to go out there, they're going to shoot the first animal they see, regardless of what type of trophy quality it is. Maybe a female of the species, maybe a male, they don't really care, they just want the meat from the animal. And there's nothing wrong with that, but like I said, they're going to shoot the first animal they see and they're going to be done. Whereas with a trophy hunt, you're going to be looking over lots of animals, probably not taking any for a long period of time. It's going to actually add days to the hunt, and you're going to get to actually spend much more time at the hobby that you enjoy. And that kind of leads to one of the other benefits for the hunter is you do get to observe many more animals. I mean, you might be looking at animals, judging the size of their horns down to the nearest inch or so, and spending a lot of time studying them, stalking them, and so forth. Really, you get to spend more time out there with the animals in nature. Makes for a better overall experience. And the final benefit of trophy hunting is to actually have the trophy mount on the wall, where you can look at it and enjoy that animal for the rest of your life. Looking at it, fondly recalling the hunt and the weather, the conditions, all these things. And instead of that animal just rotting out in the woods somewhere, it gets to become a nice decoration for your house. So that's the third benefit for the hunter. And it may seem hard to believe, but there are actually benefits for the animal species or herd as a larger conglomerate. When we're talking about trophy hunting, we're talking about taking the largest male member of the family, or of the species or group, area, wherever you happen to be hunting. And so the benefits of that are these animals are probably close to dying of old age. They're going to be the ones taken by the predators. So let's get them out of the herd. They're not going to be competing for food or forage with the other animals. So the other animals will have more food and be able to survive the winter and leaner times better. That's the big thing, is we're taking older animals, getting them out of the herd, and that allows the herd as a whole to actually be able to survive better throughout the winter. The other thing is, when harvesting these older animals, it doesn't really affect the breeding population of the herd. They're usually past that age. It's usually the younger, more virile males that are doing the majority of the breeding, so it's not going to affect the propagation of the species for the future generations. And then those are the two major things, is the benefits of the hunter and the benefits of the animal. But there are benefits to, on a bigger scale, to society as a whole. And probably one of the biggest benefits is the amount of money spent on trophy hunting. A lot of that money goes into rural communities, areas that aren't, flush with a lot of good jobs, a lot of high income. Sometimes even in like third world countries and continents like Africa and Asia, some of these jobs for like the guides, the trackers, the gun bearers, the skinners, all these people. In safari camps, we're talking about cooks and wait staff and people doing laundry. I mean, it's a huge production, and this is the only income some of these areas will have. So it is a big deal. And for these rural areas, even in the United States, some of the rural areas, you're talking about you know, out in small towns and stuff, the guides and the outfitters and the meat processors, the taxidermists, all these people benefit from trophy hunting and from the dollars that are spent in their area. The other big benefit to society is, this one isn't just with trophy hunting, but with hunting in general, is to help keep those species in check, and by keeping the population down, in control within the carrying capacity of the land. This eliminates a lot of animal-human conflicts, things like deer-car collisions is something a lot of people are very familiar with, but there's so much more than that. You're talking about bears breaking into cabins and breaking into cars, causing all kinds of property damage. You're talking about cats, lions, mountain lions, leopards, preying on domestic animals, whether it be livestock or pets, even in rare cases humans. All these things help to keep this population, especially when you're talking about the predators like the bears and the cats, keeping them not only in check as far as population and numbers go, but having that fear of man, which they really need, or they're going to come on into town and take over. So there are benefits, as you can see, to both hunted, and society as a whole. And we didn't even get into the licensing dollars, trophy fees. They usually charge in like Africa on safari. They usually charge like a trophy fee just for trophy animals. We do this also in Europe and in Asia, more so than here in North America. But these are dollars that are poured right back into conservation for habitat, you know, to better the habitat for these animals, and for things like poaching control. So people are poaching animals like elephants and rhinos in Africa. So huge benefits to society and the animal populations in general. So in conclusion, I just want people to keep this in mind when you hear these terms, trophy hunting and trophy hunter, not to go with the Walt Disney perception that's been crammed down our throats for years, but to think about the scientific and financial benefits of these of trophy hunting and the benefits that it does provide, because they are, you know, quite extended. Thank you for your time. Have a good evening.